Hey guys, your Bear Boy host Hito here, ready to start another awesome Retrogade. And if you're wondering why I'm looking all over the place, because I can't be the Bear Boy host without the Bear Boy ears. So, that's how this goes today. Guys, welcome on in. Every Tuesday, we do the Retrogade at 7 p.m. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm still getting used to this new job. But we're about to talk about some awesome things today. One very important thing that's very important to video games in general, and it's their music. Now, the music is always important in a video game because it's what drives us to basically enjoy the story. Like, come on. If I was literally doing all the things here's going to happen... Oh, hello, HM5. How's it going? But yeah, all in all together, music is a very important thing to a video game, and honestly, it makes us drive forces even further into a game. So, without further ado, let's introduce the guests. Our first guest today is going to be introduced, and guess what? Sad Bears, we are going to enjoy and bring forth our first guest, CR Calcos, which, if this fuzz can just get off of Calcos' face for a second, just hold on. Jesus. Buzz. There we go.
All right, I'll take it back. Oh,
there you go.
Yay, there's the face. Hi.
Hi, Calcos. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I finished a day of work, so I feel great.
You did it! Congratulations on the job.
Yes. Now, plug yourself and introduce yourself to the chat.
All right, my name is CR Calcos. I used to be a streamer, and now I'm not. And now I just hang out with the Digital Bonfire crew, which I helped create alongside Silver Mike and the rest. We are a streamer club on Twitch that streams all variety of games, and we like to stream with each other. So definitely check everybody out.
Awesome. Let's see a CR Calcos clip, just so we could still live out the legends a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, good lord! Which one are you picking?
It's not what I'm picking. It's more like what is decided at the end of the day. And you know what? It's always a random one. We just don't know when it happens.
Oh, great! Because there's a lot of crappy clips in there.
Good. Well, let's see what you could call crappy.
Mounds of mashed potatoes.
Happy birthday, BAYLI.
Wow! Okay, I just want you to know, fucking Mr. Sonic donated $30 and it said my name.
Jesus. Don't you just hate when the TTS exposes names?
Yeah, especially since they're my ex now.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Awkward. Thank you, Clips. Thank you for that. You do all these things all the time.
If you want to take two, I just sent you one that you can play instead. It's more recent.
It's more recent. Remember, these shoutouts are random clips, so...
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're doing an embed. Never mind. All right.
The
that's
embed,
right.
It happens.
All right, well, I lost already. Great, cool.
We haven't even done the game yet.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, we haven't even done the game yet, which I'll explain to our group today. But before I do that, we gotta introduce the next guest. Yo, how's it going, John?
I have been doing well. How is everybody else doing today?
I ate a squirrel.
I was without internet for the whole day, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to join, but it came back at the nick of time.
All right.
I finally could do work things. That's the best way I could describe my day.
That is very good.
So, John, plug yourself and introduce yourself to the chat.
Don't mind if I do. Well, greetings, friends. I'm John JT. I may go by another wide variety of names and titles, but I'm first and foremost known as the voice of retro. I'm a retro game streamer and collector. I am an 8-bit music composer. I'm a lover of all things video game music. I'm a voice guy. I'm a high score junkie. And I'm very excited to be here with Calcos and Hito today. My little corner of Twitch is called The Hub World. And it's usually a late night retro thing. Weeknights, except Wednesday, and weekends, starting at or around 10 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Get a chair, grab some snacks, as we like to say. Let's kick back and take it back.
Awesome, awesome. And now we're gonna just expose John JT right now with a clip.
Oh, this is a classic. I love this one.
SpongeBob. Were we playing Return to Bikini Bottom?
Huh?
Or, I mean, Battle of Bikini Bottom or Revenge of the Dutchman?
This is Battle for Bikini Bottom.
There we go.
A classic, if I will. One of the first games I ever had a really deep connection to. Like when I first played it, it stuck in my head for the longest time, and I couldn't really trace out what it was until I did some research. And then I did the research. I ended up getting the game again, complete in box, 18 years later.
Did you at least get
18 or 15.
Did you get the rehydrated version if you were curious to see how well they did it?
I have not yet, actually.
Okay. That was a time with a different vibe. Oh my god. Yo, Chad is just exposing you today.
Oh yes, they are.
That was that was a different time. A very much different time. These were times when the times didn't even exist. Hello, Hazy. But yeah, legitimately, we'll be going over all of this stuff today. Don't worry. We're gonna have fun just messing around with a whole bunch of stuff today. So,
All right.
Oh yeah.
every few minutes, I'm going to be putting in a video game song that is going to be basically, something that you wouldn't expect. It's gonna be every 10 minutes, and you guys are gonna point out a score each and every time for each one that will happen for every 10 minutes of this stream. And the better part is you guys will actually be scored for each song you get correctly. And now how the game works is basically I'm going to play a song from a video game franchise. You will hear it for 1 second. And then if you still can't get it, 3 seconds. And if you still can't get it, 5 seconds. If you can't get it after the 5-second mark, the question will be considered a draw.
Okay.
So
Sounds fair.
That's gonna be that's the game for you guys. And for all of my chatters here today that are in my stream, you have a chance of winning a $25 Steam gift card when I give out the chat question. I'm gonna be testing you guys too. You chat's gonna get a chance to actually guess this correctly and pull off a win for $25 for a Steam gift key card. So you are gonna have a good time on that one as well. I didn't want to leave chat out in this fun, so we gonna do it.
All together now.
All right, so since we are just starting our stream, I'm about to actually get our first song up and running.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to hear it. You should be able to hear things on... Oops. Actually, no, wait, that would actually overlap. Let's not be stupid. There we go. All right, so let me see if you can hear this on the stream by any chance. It's just going to be a random sound clip. Don't mind me. It's going to be very, very random. Probably.
She's done her homework.
Did you hear that?
No.
I didn't catch anything.
Ooh, okay. So what I'm gonna do is be smart enough to figure so I have to basically, oh man, I can't hide the music and I can't think.
Put it behind the fuzz.
I mean, it is behind the fuzz technically. But you can't hear it. That's the problem. So, if anything, I will say keep chat audio on. I'm gonna cue the chat audio when I say question. Okay?
Okay.
And you should be able to hear the sound. So, cue chat audio. So that means turn your Twitch sound on for a quick sec.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me get on the channel then if that's the case. Give me like a minute.
I've got it loaded up onto my phone, so I could probably hear it from here.
Where are you at? There you are. Okay.
Ready, set, sound effects test.
She's done her homework.
I have an ad.
How? There's not supposed to be any ads for 2 hours and 9 minutes. Damn it, Twitch. We talked about this. You don't put ads at the start of someone's
All right,
stream.
the ad is over. The ad is over. Go ahead and play it.
Okay.
She's done her
Twitch be
homework.
twitching.
She's done her homework.
Can you hear that small little sound?
She's done her homework.
Yeah, she's done homework. Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, perfect. So, for our first video game win, we're going to do it right here. Now, you have to say the exact game when I do this, okay?
Okay.
So, I'm going to start it when I start it. 3, 2... Oh, okay. Okay, you could stop loading. Stop buffering, stupid thing. Okay, 3, 2, 1. First second.
That's weird. I couldn't hear anything.
You can
Shit, Chrono Trigger.
no.
Oh,
Let-
Donkey Kong.
Which
It's Donkey
one?
Kong.
But which one?
Donkey Kong Country 1, or no, that's a Sticker Brush Symphony. Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest.
Dang. Wait, hold on, John. You didn't hear it?
I couldn't hear it. Am I?
It was kind of quiet.
stream, or-
I will say it's a little quiet, so it's possible that John didn't hear it
All right. So
through
what
that.
The volume on my player wasn't up all the way.
I will raise it up just considering that what it is, but this is what the first second was.
Still couldn't catch that. That was strange.
I raised up the. Wait, hold on.
Okay, yeah, because I can hear it just fine. That volume was perfectly fine on my end.
I am raising your volume up, Hito, on my Yeah.
All right. So let's see it again. Did you hear it?
Nope, still nothing. This is weird.
What?
Oh, that is weird.
Hold on a sec. That's weird. Hold on. Limiter. Okay. I'm reducing the limiter even further down, so that means it's gonna be even louder. Did you hear it?
This is going to be a problem.
Oh no.
Yeah, because
Oh.
I can hear it through the stream audio, no problem.
Yeah. Are you on the stream audio?
I'm watching it through my phone, but if you want me to boot up a Twitch page on my Firefox, I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what you should you should do in this case, because that's what Calcos is on right now. I'm gonna
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna cue it up each time, so when you hear it, just let me know, because I just want to make sure that this is at least fair and legit right now. All right, you have it up and running, John?
I got it now.
Okay. You heard it?
Oh, my page is still loading. I'm sorry.
His page is still loading.
This page is still loaded. Oh, that explains. Oh, the camera's slightly skipping on your end. That
Oh,
explains
is
it.
that so?
That is
I
explaining a
don't
lot.
have. I don't have the. I don't really have that high end of a PC. I'm only running on like what, 4 gigabytes of RAM.
Uh,
To my surprise, I shouldn't even be streaming, but somehow I put everything together and I made it work.
oh wait,
It's strange.
your camera's actually fine now. It's actually moving.
Yeah.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Right now it's good.
Yeah.
All right. I switched over to the video tab. How about now?
All right.
Switched over to Twitch tab.
All right. When you switch over to Twitch tab, it actually it freezes you, but when you switch back to the video tab, it turns you back.
Oh yeah, that's a video glitch.
Okay, so there we go. So
Yep.
it wasn't your fault. So
Yeah.
Okay.
when you get the chance, you'll be frozen during the time, but you'll still be able to talk. We can still hear you, which is good.
Mm.
All right, so let's see if you can hear this now. 3, 2, 1. Did you hear it?
I still don't have anything.
Wait, what? Oh, hold on. Wait, even with Twitch sound on, your Mozilla Firefox on?
I can hear it through the Twitch player, but the thing is, like, it's like super delayed, so I can't really like.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be delayed
react
on both
on
of our
par.
ends.
Yeah, it is delayed on both ends.
Yep.
All right, so
But I'm able to hear it now through
Okay.
Twitch chat.
okay, that's what I really wanted to happen at the end. The first one was like a throwaway, by the way, because everyone knows.
Yeah, that one was obvious.
Because I know you guys heard Donkey Kong Country 2 and heard this song millions of times. Like,
That one's a classic.
Yeah.
all right. So now for the real question. Since now that we know both people are there, I hope you don't mind, Calco, since now we know both people can listen.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so our first one is actually going to be a weird one. All right. So, where is my goddamn latte? I don't drink coffee, by the way. It's stupid. All right. So, the first one is going to be this sound effect. So, 3. No. All right. 3.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm not familiar with that. Oh,
that's Super Mario RPG: Legend of the Seven Stars.
That is correct. That is that is one of the boss fights. That's the armed boss. So if I play the
Yes.
whole thing, it should sound familiar.
oh, now it does. I've never played the game, but yeah, the melody is familiar.
It's used in a lot of memes. It's used in a lot of memes for some reason.
No, it's a really good tune.
It works for memes. So now I get to start asking the questions. We did the first one. We did the first thing, so we get to add point. What is point? It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. It's called points for a reason. It just gives. It's just a text box that has points on it. So
Pointo.
there, you get your 1 on the screen.
That's a mighty big one there.
Listen,
I
listen.
like how you have it so that I'm looking directly at it too.
Yeah.
You gotta
Like
look.
hi.
You gotta look directly at it. If you don't, then things happen. Okay, things happen. Wait, where's my doopy button? Doopy button. Where are you? Okay, you know what? We don't need a doopy button. We just get a clone button, and we do that instead. And we're just gonna fix this.
All right, good. That 1 is the only point I think I'm going to be getting.
No, wait, did it just change it? Holy smokes! Hold on.
Yeah, it just changed it to 0.
It changed both of them. Oh my god, no.
Oh,
That's not...
did you duplicate it? Because if you duplicate it, it will change both of them.
See about that.
A forever tie.
It will forever be a tie, and you know what? No one will ever get back to get. Okay, why am I singing Taylor Swift? It's a day. It's a day, guys. Don't worry.
Like ever.
All right. So now we've got our first point. So now here is the one that we're gonna do for you guys. The first question is, what was one video game you played solely because of the music?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. Usually, like, I'll play a game not because of the music, but then the music will just be really good and it'll fit. I think, I know one game I was really hyped to, you know what? One game that I was really hyped to play because the trailer music was really good is Doom Eternal. And lo and behold, that game's soundtrack ended up spawning a whole subgenre. So, like, it is my favorite video game soundtrack ever. Mick Gordon's a fucking genius, and I really hate that it never got an official release, and even finding it on YouTube is really hard just because Bethesda keeps trying to take it down. But if you haven't listened to it, I implore you guys go listen to it. It's phenomenal.
John? Same question.
My pick 4. Did you say what video game did I play solely because of the music?
Yep.
Oh, easy. Katamari Damacy.
Oh,
I had heard like bits and pieces of the soundtrack on and off, and upon finding out where it came from, I'm just like, holy cow, let me play a bit of this. So I ended up buying Reroll, the Switch version, and I've just been playing through that, and wow, the entirety of that soundtrack blew me away. It was wonderful.
So
I can't find a single bad song in that entire soundtrack.
So I have a confession to make. I have never played Katamari Damacy because I have a wrapped copy. I have 2 wrapped copies that have not been opened.
don't
back
unwrap
sealed.
it. No, you keep that shit.
That is perfectly
I have 2
fine.
of them. One of them I will be unwrapping for a reason. It's the K game for the Alphabet Challenge because I've never played the game before.
Right.
So
You'll have a good time.
I've had one wrapped. I had one wrapped version for about a good 13 years, and I bought a second wrapped version for $20. So, with that being said, that's the one I'm going to be opening because I'm like, this one has the age behind it. It's going to stay. That one is going to be opened because it could have just been factory sealed, but still, like, I have not played Katamari, so. And
it's a wonderful game. It's not like anything you're going to lose sleep over if you don't play, but if anything, usually when Namco holds a sale on the Switch eShop, they sell the game for like $7-8.
I might actually buy it then, because I bought like 3 new games yesterday because sorely the music helped out, but also the story is always the go-to as well.
Yeah,
I'm going to answer this question now, which is what game got me into the music? It was because I was watching my friend play it, and I noticed everything you did contributed to a sound, and it made the music go. It kind of made music as you were like walking or cleaning or doing anything, which was my C game for the Alphabet Challenge, Chibi Robo.
ooh,
So you're a little robot trying to basically bring happiness to a family that's probably about to get divorced because the man is a man-child and is not paying bills but is buying toys. Meanwhile, his wife is like, honey, we can't afford the Mega Blaster 47, okay? We need to pay the electric bill, okay? Jenny's not going to sleep in the dark tonight. She thinks she's a frog, okay? Maybe this man-childness is causing us therapy. We need therapy. The dog thinks he can talk, by the way. It's another situation. We need help, okay? Our family's falling apart. Meanwhile, Chibi Robo's another one of those purchases, except the difference is Chibi Robo's a toy that can clean. So he finds a dirty toothbrush. He finds a toothbrush on the floor. It becomes a mop/broom. He finds a squirt syringe that's like a toy squirt syringe. It becomes something basically like Windex for the thing.
oh, that is cool.
He finds one spoon. It's a shovel. Like, now I can just say that every time I go to eat, I'm just having a mini shovel in my hand. That's it. That's a mini shovel. Okay. It's like, what are you
That's
doing?
the only excuse you'll ever need to ever eat with a shovel.
Exactly.
Comically large spoon.
Comically large spoon. Could you imagine, like, you can kill people with a comically large spoon. It's a weapon in most games now.
Unfortunately.
All right, my next question before the next song, which is, what is a track that specifically stands out to you in your favorite video game series? A track that specifically stands out.
Okay. I don't have a favorite video game series anymore, but whenever I think about like motif-based soundtracks, my mind always goes back to the Ori games, Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, those games are beautiful.
Aren't they? Aren't
Yes.
they? Holy crap. So the motifs are just so beautiful, and the Ori motif specifically, just the main motif tears me up every single time I listen to it. What is it? It's one of the songs The Luma pools from the second game, from Will o' the Wisps, with that beautiful female choir at the back and the plucky strings. It's such a beautiful track. And like the whole game is filled with stuff like that, but that one in particular really gets to me. I always lived near the coast. I've always enjoyed water. I go swimming every day. So that kind of thing just, it really sparks me up. It makes me feel better.
Definitely a thing. Definitely will pull that off.
What about you, John?
Speaking of which, I'm just saying, I haven't played Ori either, and that's my O game in the alphabet challenge. That's
good
one.
Lord.
That's one of the choices. That's one of the choices.
You are in for a
That
good
ought to
time.
be something to look forward to then.
Yeah.
So yeah, John.
A track from my favorite game series that spoke out to me is okay. So my favorite video game series of all time is Jak and Daxter. I love those games. Like I took time to study those games from cover to cover. Everything about it is great. But the track that stood out to me the most is the staff roll extras theme from Jak 3.
The credits
It's
theme?
that one in particular that just reminded me of so much because what do you call it? I had studied the Jak games all throughout high school. I reconnected with it during junior year. I ended up playing the sequels a bit later on, and after I finished the third game, everything just like hearing that same song, it was like the end of an epic. And all I wanted was to experience that epic again and again and again. And I finished Jak 3 when I was just about to graduate high school at the time. So that's where the song really hit me the most. It kind of connected the two circumstances together.
That's really cool. I like, mind you, was more of a Sly Cooper kid on my end. Like Jak and Daxter was cool, Ratchet and Clank was cool, but I enjoyed Sly Cooper the most because I got to be a smartass, and that was fun.
Oh, those games are great too.
But
I have to play the other ones. I've only played in the Thievius Raccoonus.
ooh, yeah, 2 picks up really great, and
I bet it does.
yeah, oh my god, 2 is great, and 3 just made it better. 4, we question it a little bit, but hey, it works, kinda. Perhaps, maybe. So one of my favorite game series, because I have 2, I'm tied, but I've always enjoyed the Metal Gear Solid series a lot, and I got to dedicate a whole month to Metal Gear Solid, which was Metal Gear May, so I got to play a whole bunch of Metal Gear Solid games, and I went ham, but I still can't to this day put Snake Eater down for Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater will be the one that listen, that was the theme song throughout May. Okay, I'm not even joking. Like, I got through every single thing. But then also it's tied.
But here's the thing. Something rivaled Snake Eater.
All right, what is it?
So, Metal Gear Solid 4. Well, technically, this game is from Portable Ops, but you know how Metal Gear Solid 4, you can pick up the iPod and you can listen to any old track from Metal Gear, right?
Sure.
Calling to the Night became the theme song of Metal Gear Solid 4, because it got... So, when you have the iPod, you can't use certain items, like you can't use your binoculars or your night vision, so I would just be walking through the dark or while through a whole bunch of, like, explosions happening in the background, and then that song is playing in the background. I'm gonna actually put this on. I want you to really think about this. I've
heard the song before. My problem is, and I have an honest confession to make, I haven't played a single Metal Gear game. I'm hoping to change that soon, though.
Please do.
I played Metal Gear Solid 4, got halfway, and then quit. I have the patience of a child, and long cutscenes tend to bore me, so Metal Gear Solid and I have never seen eye to eye. And maybe I'm not being fair to it, but I played it 13, 14 years ago, so maybe I'll go back to it one day.
Which, by the way, I want you to think of, like, war happening, explosions happening, and this plays some out of nowhere. Cue on.
it's jazz.
Like, just in the background, just have this whole thing play. Just
What
stupid.
a wonderful world.
Like, and it would happen at the most it will happen at the most inappropriate times, by the way. Like the one time where I actually broke free one of the crazed soldiers that have been traumatized to the point of fighting, and I freed them from their armor. And she just starts laughing, and then I just play that song in the background, and they're like, "Why, Hito? Why? Why are you playing this? She's literally traumatized. Does the song not fit the situation right now? I'm trying to save her." Like, does the song not go through everything? Like, she's probably reliving every traumatic thing as this song is playing. An explosion happens in the background, a few tanks are going all over the place, and then the song just plays randomly. Like, why are you playing this song when someone just died? Because we need a moment.
Well, I'm glad they brought back that feature, but upgrade in MGS5, because I can make the helicopter play Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme.
Yeah, that was an upgrade, all right. Oh
What
my
a
god.
thrill.
I'm not gonna lie, the ladder
The
scene.
darkness.
The ladder scene. The ladder scene. That's it. Just
Oh
all
yeah, best ladder in video games.
Yes.
like you no one could say anything. The ladder scene. All I have to say is the ladder scene, and you're like, Metal Gear Solid 3? I'm like, yes, absolutely. I did that to a friend of mine recently who was not a Metal Gear fan, but knew what the hell I was talking about. I'm like, when I say this in terms of a video game, if I was to say this, you're gonna know what the game is instantly. What?
I have to
tell
play
me.
Snake Eater.
The ladder scene. Metal Gear Solid 3? Yes. The ladder scene, and then they just started singing Snake Eater, and that was it. It was done. It was finished. It was like, yep, here we go. Although, I'm not gonna lie, Metal Gear Solid 4 did an awesome job with the final fight between Snake and Ocelot, because they played all the battle themes from all of the Metal Gear Solid series that were on that point, which was, they played the first battle theme when you were playing the first game, and not only did they switch the health bars to match each of the games, but they matched each battle theme to go with it. And I'm just like, I orgasmed at it. Like, literally, I was just like, oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Like, why do you look turned on? Because the music is making me an audiophile. Stop it.
Hito, have you
Orgasms
played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance yet?
I have not, and that is literally one of my M games for a choice.
Okay, good.
But oh my god, I have Phantom Pain and I haven't played it yet. I have it, but I haven't played it yet because I kind of was joking around with the Metal Gear series, because I kept bringing up the fact that Hideo had like a poster of a woman somewhere in a random spot. One of them was in a men's stall, by the way. No questions. No questions. No, none of that. But yeah, Metal Gear has the perfect way they actually reintroduce music, and they even put the older tracks in the newer games to actually give it that nostalgia. The nostalgia of things that you want to cry about, which I'm just like, God damn it, I remember this song. This person died to that. And then I remembered they played a track to a character I did not like passing away in Metal Gear Solid. I hate Emma Emmerich, by the way. God damn. I was laughing my ass. I'm like, oh look, Emma's dead. Cool. I only had her for 30 minutes and she died. Fantastic. Story-wise, by the way, which she was scared of everything. She got in my way for most of the stuff, and then she just dies 30 minutes later. I'm just like, why? Why are you even here? Like, I know she was important to the story just for one thing, but I'm like, why are you here? You could have just told me these things and I would have done it. Okay, would have been done. Case closed. This video game music thing has turned into a rant on why I hate Emma Emmerich. I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Next question.
Next music cue. Next music cue. All right. Let's see if y'all can get this one. This one's gonna be a little bit tricky because I don't know y'all preferences in music. Not that. It's not that. All right.
Ooh.
It's not
Is
that.
that
It's not
the,
that. It's not that.
Oh,
But I am looking for a thing. Give me a minute. I clicked the wrong thing.
ooh.
And it happens way too often. I gotta stop doing that. Alright. Hold on a sec. Boom. You can't hear it just yet, which is good.
I'm ready.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. First second of the song.
Final Fantasy.
Which one?
2. No, it's not 2. It's it's one of the Super Nintendo games. 4?
Final Fantasy 6.
Nope. And nope.
Nope.
Really?
and nope.
5?
Nope.
Ooh.
Play
Alright.
it again.
3-second mark. That was a 3-second mark.
Is it Final Fantasy Mystic Chronicles?
No.
I feel like it should be. It sounds like it would be something Final Fantasy. I haven't played much of the series though, so I can't really trace what it is.
It's not Chrono Trigger.
It's not. I'm gonna do the 5-second mark, and let's see if you figure out which Final Fantasy it is.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 3?
John got it.
Oh,
3.
It was 3. I'm gonna play the rest of it, and you'll see why it's 3.
I had to think of the song for a second because I was watching a streamer play Final Fantasy 3, the original NES version.
But yeah, that was indeed 3. And that's a point. Bling. I wish I had cool sound effects for point. Just a little coin flip or something.
Right.
Anything, but like, damn.
Dum-dum.
All right. So, the next question. What is one song in a video game that's actually made you cry? Like, you feel the emotions of all the games, like, bullshit go on you, and then they just made the perfect song to finally hit that nerve in your head. Just like...
Oh goodness. You know what? I think one of the first video game songs, just the song that really made me cry, was the theme to Civilization 4, Baba Yetu. I don't know if either of you have heard it, but it is the Lord's Prayer in Swahili, and it's the theme song to the game Civilization 4, which was later released in 2009 as a part of the artist Christopher Tin, his album, which was financed by his father. And something notable about that song, it is the only song ever written and composed for a video game to ever win a Grammy. It was, and Christopher Tin, when he accepted the award, said that he hopes that other video game composers would eventually follow him onto the stage to win more Grammys, and that hasn't happened yet, and that was 13 years ago. The song is absolutely beautiful. It's just, it's really indescribably beautiful. It's just excellent choir, excellent string pieces. Something that a lot of people will say that it should be the theme song for humanity when we eventually meet other galactic civilizations in our future. It's a wonderful song, and they brought Christopher Tin back for Civilization 6 to compose another beautiful song called Sogno din Voler. Both of those songs are absolutely wonderful, and I highly recommend you check them out.
John? That
A
actually
song
sounds
from a
really
video
good. I would
game?
actually listen to it soon. And I have to actually listen to it. Jesus.
Yes. A song from a video game that made me cry, well, makes me cry every time I hear it still, the staff roll theme from Chrono Trigger to Far Away
Yes,
Time.
great choice.
Great choice.
And that one in particular just really gets me because Chrono Trigger is a game I played on and off again and again. First, I emulated it. Then I played the Final Fantasy Chronicles version on PS1. Played through that, got the best ending, and seeing everything, just how everything fell into place after clearing all the side quests and the Lavos fight. Just the fact that the epic came to an end. I wanted more of it. I really just wanted more of it. I couldn't help myself. I cried during that ending. I still cry hearing that song. It's a good game all around. If you haven't checked out Chrono Trigger, I highly suggest that you do. It's a marvel.
Yeah, that was my favorite RPG for a long time, only until recently, actually.
Ooh. What did the spot swap for?
Disco Elysium.
Ooh.
The Bonfire crew has already told me, has already heard me preach Disco Elysium so much. Like Silver even says that I have Disco Elysium brain rot, because it is one of the very few, very true 10 out of 10 out of 10s out there. It's a beautiful role-playing game that is incredibly smart and poignant, and it's got great music, like the Revachol main theme, the trumpets that play. Every time I hear it, I'm back in the city. I'm back in the game, the world of Disco Elysium. And it frequently goes on sale for less than $20 on Steam. So I definitely highly recommend it if you're a fan of RPGs or even just games in general.
Well, you know what's funny? If Calco's just like quitting this part of the game, John, get Disco Elysium. Play it now. Could you imagine?
Disco Elysium. I think it's better than Chrono Trigger.
That's a fair point.
If only slightly.
If only slightly. Only slightly. Just only
Yeah,
slightly.
it's like comparing a 10 out of 10 with another 10 out of 10.
I haven't
It's all
played
subjective.
very many RPGs. Earthbound and Chrono Trigger are the only two RPGs I've ever beaten. I've been meaning to play more. I've played Phantasy Star, I've played Dragon Quest, I've played a little bit of Final Fantasy here and there. I gotta step my game up. Kingdom Hearts.
I will say, you just said one of my favorite RPGs, and it will always be my top RPG, which is the Mother series. It's fine. I'm sorry. Which, by the way, going into my saddest moments, Mother 3, the love theme and the reason behind it. So, not anyone has played, most people have not played Mother 3 because it never released in America, but we have an English patch, so there's no excuses. Like, seriously, play it.
Yes.
Emulate it.
I've seen
Hell, I got the actual game English patched and in a Game Boy Advance cartridge, okay? For $20. Do it. It's worth it. Mother 3's love theme goes throughout the whole song because we all know Nintendo to be one of those happy, really great brands that, make kids have a smile on their face. Mother 3 made me cry and probably increased my seasonal depression just by at least 15% that year. But Lucas goes through hell in that game. Okay, listen, I play Lucas not because of his skills and all that other stuff. I play Lucas because, god damn it, that's one of my favorite characters that I feel sorry for, want to give a hug to. And I'm like, you know what, if I could give Lucas some wins, I think that will be a good thing. If I can help him raise his courage up just a little bit, if I can help him get over the traumatic situation that happened to his mom and his twin brother, please, I'm begging you, let's put this kid out. The kid needs therapy. The kid needs a lot of things to happen. Like, seriously, the whole story just smacks you in the face with the fact that Lucas lost his mom over and over again, constantly. With symbolism, by the way, when sunflowers just appear randomly out of nowhere in the game. It's like, hey, Lucas, it's a sunflower. Your mom died. Remember that? And I'm just like, why? Why? Like, because the way that she passed away in the game it was very gruesome. And I'm just like, okay. She did it protecting her child, obviously, but still, I'm
aware of what happened.
It makes me cry to this day. And then the final battle between Klaus and Lucas, that also makes me cry to go along with it. So Mother 3 has like a beautiful soundtrack overall, but the two themes that will really get me will be the love theme and then the final battle theme with Klaus, where you're slowly trying to have Klaus remember everything, and then the way the battle ends, it just, yep, I start tears just nonstop. Naruto crying on the bench after Jiraiya died. That's it. That's how bad it is. No further questions. I'm eating a twin popsicle, and I'm eating both of them because there's no one to share it with because my teacher's dead. Naruto joke. I get it. But still, like, that's how bad it is. So, yeah. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. And I think it's because I love the game because not just the soundtrack, I mean, not just the story, but the soundtrack itself literally, like, brought out all my emotions, and specifically my disgust for freaking Porky Minch. If anyone ever says that they like Porky, I am grabbing an oversized spoon and smacking them on the face with it, because Porky Minch is one of the most vilest freaking characters in the game, and it's not because he has a reason for it, it's because he just is. So that's why, again, brings out the emotions. The soundtrack will really just let every tear come out. And that's how powerful the Mother series is to me, because even my sound alerts are Mother songs. Like, that's the series that has the soundtrack that will probably make me cry. A close second, as of recently, was It Takes Two. For very good...
What a great fucking game.
For very good reasons. I'm a child of divorce as well, so I understood that whole entire thing. And, yeah. That would get you. That would get you at some, like, if you relate to the game a little bit for It Takes Two, especially if, like, you've had parents that have been divorced, that game will literally, like, make you feel something at least. And even more so in that, the soundtrack really does, like, tug on the heartstrings.
Yeah, soundtracks was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Especially the disco, the death of disco. That was amazing.
I have to add that to a list of games I have to check out soon.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best cooperative experiences I've ever played.
I got to play it with my partner. We were joking around, obviously, because, you know, the game's about a parents trying to get divorced, and we're like, this is why we're getting a divorce, because you never see me for who I am. And we would just be like going back and forth with it. So it made the game a lot easier to like play with my partner, because of the fact that we can actually like make it somewhat funny for us, but at the same time we both like myself, he knows that I have gone through divorce, so he would make me laugh playing the game, and that's kind of like another like spiritual level of like co-op playing that I had and I enjoyed with my partner. So
Sure.
it was a fun time. Now oh, we got the next song, by the way.
Okay.
So oh wait, hold on, what is going on? Thank you. So are we ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I am ready.
All right, so sound cue on. Let's see if you can guess this one. 3, 2, 1. 1 second in. Here we go. Anything?
I heard it.
Doom
Don't
2016.
recognize it though.
Not 2016.
Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal. Jeez,
Yep.
what am I doing?
Yep.
What am I doing? That I should have gotten that. That's the fucking intro to when you boot up the fucking game. What am I doing?
Well, you got it. You got a point.
100 hours in the game, and I've got something to show for it.
There it goes.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
By the way, to my chat here, remember, stay on the stream because
You have a chance of winning a $25 Steam gift card.
you have to guess a song as it's going to be playing throughout the whole thing in secret.
And if you guess the song correctly, the first viewer to actually guess the song correctly wins a $25 Steam card.
So please stay on for the podcast. We're just doing our whole thing. Also, why is someone Pickle Rick in the comments section? I don't know. It's fine. It's cool. I'm okay. Anyway, next question. What soundtrack actually made you feel a part of the action? Like, you got into the game so well. You're pissed off at probably a certain villain or something like that, and then the song comes on and you're just ready to rage and let go of everything and just beat the crap out of this villain. Which one has given you like that backup? What soundtrack has given you like that backup friend that's gonna come in there and actually start fighting with you in this boss fight?
I mean, I have an answer, but I'll let John go first this time if you have something.
Okay, so soundtrack that made you feel like a part of the action?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I feel like the only one that resonates well with that at the moment is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia for DS.
Ooh.
Okay.
Order of Ecclesia is one of those soundtracks. Most of it was composed by series legend Michiru Yamane, who worked on Bloodlines, Symphony of the Night, and a bunch of other cool games in between. So the main character of the game, Shanoa, has completely lost her ability to remember and her ability to feel. So like memories, emotions, everything's lost. And slowly throughout the game, she acquires these parts of a being called Dominus, who essentially has the ability to give her back the feeling of feeling and help her regain her memories. And like, there's a lot that goes on throughout the game between the boss fights, rescuing nearby villagers at Weigel, and there's this one particular boss fight where you have to go like head to head against your childhood friend, and the song that plays really just screams that out at you. Like, why am I doing this to this person? Why can't things just resolve? You know what I mean? I'm still playing through the game a little bit myself, but the music I'm very familiar with. It's what got me into playing the game itself. Really good stuff.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah. I should play more Castlevania games. I should play more Metroidvanias in general. It's a genre I tend to ignore.
Too.
Okay, so my answer is I could go back to Doom Eternal because, you know, the soundtrack goes very hand in hand, but I won't. And instead I'll go with Devil May Cry 5. Specifically, there's one song in it. Like, the soundtrack is largely hit or miss. Devil Trigger's great, but it's Nero's theme, and I hate playing as Nero. So I spent a lot of time playing as Dante because I like it a lot more, but I recently got the Virgil DLC finally, so I started playing as Virgil in Bloody Palace mode, and I'd never heard his song before, and holy fuck, it's amazing. Like, it's just this incredibly dark tone that's brooding and edgy, and then the chorus hits, I am the storm that is approaching. Oh my fucking god, it gets me in the mood to just kick the shit out of everything in front of me. Virgil is just one of the coolest characters in games, and it was one hell of a ride. I didn't expect it at all. It came out of nowhere, and I love it. I was great.
It sounds like you were immensely excited for that moment.
Yes, I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, this song's incredible. I didn't expect it at all.
That will definitely set up for anything. So I have a few. There's one soundtrack that recently got me excited, and this happened about 2 years ago. I've never played a single Xenoblade game until I played.
I haven't either.
Until I played the definitive edition on the Switch. So here's what happened. 2 years ago, I was in Puerto Rico because my late grandparents passed away, and I wanted to get something that would cheer myself up at least, or at least give me something like go through the day at least. And then I remember Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition came out. And then I went to Walmart, and Walmart had it for $20 off. And I was just like, so we're buying this.
That's a steal if it's not at full price.
I didn't even think about it. What I did, what I specifically remembered was knocking it into the shopping cart, and my mother like, I'm not buying that. No, I'm buying that. I have money. I can do this. Thank you, though. I appreciate the offer. I wasn't offering. Then then stop. Then stop. Why is this even an argument? So I pick up the copy, and the very first theme that comes to my mind is the one in the very beginning when the Mechon attack the village and Fiora sacrifices herself. That song gets very strong. And mind you, this is the beginning of the game. One of the characters literally goes in a mech and starts trying to ram the hell out of her, and she ends up getting killed immediately, right off the bat. And mind you, Schultz likes this girl. So you see this happen in cold-hearted, like in cold blood, just murder happening right in front of you as she like tried her best to stop the Mechon, but it comes off hopeless. And yep, Metal Face is goated. Thank you. And that literally goes off throughout the whole game. When you hear this theme song, it just makes you feel all of the pain that these characters go through, and you're just like, I feel bad for them. I feel a sense of justice must be righted, and I must fight with them. We're doing this. Give me my tomahawk. I'm throwing it at them. That's it. It's done. The song literally, the song is called "Engage the Enemy," which it gets crazy. It's orchestrated, and it has the rock behind it as well, the rock element as well. So it really does make you feel like you lost the battle, but you're still trying to fuck shit up, even though you are like at the end of your rope.
I've listened to a bit of the Xenoblade Chronicles music. It has a nice symphonic rock element to it, and I love it.
Which, for those of you who don't know, I also make video game music as well. So synth sounds are kind of like my jam to go to when it comes to a video game track, or chiptune sounds. So I like to basically go into my synths a lot, and I get crazy. with synths, and everyone's like, "Where's percussion?" All this. I'm like, I want nothing but synth. Leave me alone. I am a synth simp. I don't want to hear shit.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with liking just synth.
Yeah.
Like, as somebody who does chiptune himself, I would know.
But yes, the Xenoblade soundtrack gave me that feeling of like, this is that friend that would usually hold you back from a fight, but then like, nope, just go, fuck them up. Okay, they talked about your mom and everything else and your family's generation. Go after them. It's done. That's it. Just do it. Just do it. Listen, I'll even assist you with the murder. Let's go. Like, this song, like, it's kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, this works. This is a theme. And speaking of theme, music cue, next one.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
All right. The first second. That is the wrong button. This is the right button. That was the first second. Oh, wait.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, of course you didn't hear anything, because Hito was a dumbass for a second. Okay. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay. 3, 2, 1, start.
I'm not tracing anything yet.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
That was the 3-second mark, by the way.
It sounds like something Tomb Raider-ish. Like classic Tomb Raider, but I'm not... That's not my final answer, though.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
All right, 5-second rule.
I feel like this is something I should know.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go 10 seconds in.
Okay. Oh, I know this. Fuck. Oh, come on. Oh, this is Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed.
Which one?
2.
Yep, that is correct. It's Assassin's Creed 2.
Nice.
Holy shit.
This is Ezio's family theme. This is the one that they ever represent for Ezio's family.
Well, Assassin's Creed is one of those games I've always wanted to play, and I've heard a lot of interesting things about the music. Interesting in a good way.
Yeah, no, the music in Assassin's Creed, I like Assassin's Creed. I have an on-off relationship with the series, but the music is generic, and that's not an insult. That's actually a compliment. It's music that's built to be in any kind of situation possible. But it's also the guys at the development studio behind Assassin's Creed pays a lot of respect to the history that they're trying to tell, at least as the best that they possibly can with a game about ancient civilizations that don't actually exist alongside ancient civilizations that did. So 2 and Odyssey are probably the best ones in the series. I love Odyssey's music so much. They really nailed it on that one. And even then, like, if you don't like the gameplay of Assassin's Creed, the newer games have a history mode of sorts where you can just tour the game's map, and it has a whole bunch of really fun information on the history of the civilization that you're going on a grand tour of. It's really cool.
That does sound cool.
Which I will actually also say this. Not just Assassin's Creed 2 goes into the history, but that trilogy of Assassin's Creed 2 that goes from Brotherhood and Unity. No, not Unity.
No, not Unity. Revelations.
Revelations. There we go. Like, that whole entire trilogy goes really well into the Renaissance of Italy, which is really great. Although I wanted to play a very bad trick on you for a sec. I wanted to throw you off and play this part of the theme instead. Because this one technically is not from the game, but it's from something else.
I think I know what it is. I think I know what you're going to play.
Like, mind you, this is not a point, but I just wanted to see if I would throw you off with this. Just a little bit.
Yeah, this is
sounds like Soul Calibur.
Calibur 5. Yeah, it's the version from Soul Calibur 5.
It's the version like, wait, isn't this Assassin's Creed? No, it's Soul Calibur 5. But that's the I know. That would have been a mean trick, though. That would have been a trick question.
I love the music in Soul Calibur.
Yes, God, I can't believe we're a half hour deep into the podcast. We haven't even talked about Soul Calibur's music yet. What is wrong with us?
By the way, not half an hour, an hour.
Oh, an hour. Jeez. Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, now we're gonna go into favorite fighting game soundtracks, which is funny enough. That was the next one I was gonna go into. So I wanted to go into the fighting game genre for a little bit when it comes to soundtracks. What are some of your favorites from the fighting game soundtrack? Because we talk about we've so far talked about a lot of either platformers or RPGs. So let's go into fighting game soundtracks. What are some of your favorites?
Tekken. Which one? Tekken.
Just Tekken.
Like, I think John and I are in agreement. Like, Tekken is just the GOAT when it comes to fighting game soundtracks. The
king of Iron Fist Tournament.
Good morning. Yeah, like every game has its own distinct flavor. Final Fantasy, Jesus Christ. Tekken 6 is very psytrance oriented. It also has the Yodely theme. Yodely.
Oh my god, I love that one. That one is so good.
The secret stage, yeah. Tekken 7 is a lot more drum and bass. Tekken 5 is a bit more trance oriented, but they're all amazing. Like, just
yes.
They're all fantastic. Like, name a game and you can easily point out like 6 or 7 tracks from it that are just the best.
One of my all-time favorite staff roll tracks is Caminando, Landscape Under the Ghost from Tekken 2.
Yes,
that one just hits all the right notes. I love it. And the fact that they remixed it when they brought Kazuya to Smash Brothers, oh man, it sounds so good still. I love it.
Tekken's soundtrack is just it's legendary.
Like, if you need any fighting game soundtrack that's as consistent as series lives, Tekken. Always. The spin-offs too. Tekken Tag Tournament slaps the hardest.
Tag Tournament definitely did it too. There was this one soundtrack that I used from Tekken, and I remember its history of something. It was an end credits, and I used it as a theme song for, at the time, Project M, because Project M allowed you to actually put your own theme songs into the game itself, so you could have changed it up at any time.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I just remembered it. Sound cue. Let's see if this one sounds familiar for you guys.
Okay. That's from Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, isn't it?
Yep. It's a really good track, and I had to put that as a Final Destination song for Project M.
You know where I first heard that? I didn't even hear that from Tekken 5. I heard that from a Newgrounds sprite-based Flash animation. It was a fight between Scorpion and Akuma.
Yeah.
that animation, can I dredge that up from the bowels of YouTube? Oh my god, I watched that animation over and over and over again. Versus Scorpion Newgrounds. Oh my god. Is this... Oh yeah, it was Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it's right here. It was Akuma versus Chameleon. That's right. Yeah, I found it. Holy shit. I'm gonna watch this later.
But I mean, not just Tekken. There's a few other games that also hold a really good soundtrack. One of my favorite ones to go into are Blaze Blue, because it has a crazy rock chorus and it has different genres of music within it, depending on which one you go into. But they still somehow go into a roundabout of its rock aesthetic. So it's like,
no, I love that you bring up Blaze Blue, because, you know, just like with Tekken, another consistent developer specifically is Arc System Works.
Mm-hmm. Guilty Gear.
Yes.
Is it funny that John said it almost like Metal Gear? How Snake would say Metal Gear, just a little bit.
Metal Gear.
Oh man.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Jesus.
Metal Gear Jesus. It'll just be a giant Metal Gear with a person hanging off of like a cross-shaped fixture. I don't know. Metal Gear Jesus. That's a sight. Oh my god. Then again, considering what the soldiers were in for, no comment. But yeah, like Blaze Blue has a really good soundtrack. Guilty Gear has a really good soundtrack. Hell, Street Fighter, we have the one meme that goes all over YouTube. Guile's theme goes with everything.
With everything.
Oh, does it?
Or does it? Like, I'm really in that mood to like, does Guile's theme really go with everything? Let's test that out. I would just put on like a birthing video of some woman who's giving birth to her child, and then oh wait, it does work. Damn it. Okay, it does kind of work. Damn. Kind of slaps.
That would sound like the most epic birth appointment ever.
No, and then here's the thing. Side effects to hearing Guile's theme in the birthing room includes very broom-shaped looking hair, really tall hairline, and a USA tattoo on the bicep, and also, at an age of adolescence, becomes a family man.
I love that so much.
Like, that would be... Oh my god, I would listen. If that ever happened in a delivery room, I'm just curious. If somebody did that in a delivery room, like, I want my child to be born to Guile's theme. It goes with everything.
That would be actually be kind of funny.
Yeah.
That'd be a day. Oh my god. I would... Listen, I would be like, you did a good job there. Okay. They just recorded the whole thing and it just happened. Just damn. Okay. So, but Street Fighter also has some good music too.
Yes.
Darkstalkers also has a good track on it as well. And reason why I bring up Darkstalkers is because they have been in cahoots with Street Fighter for a while, even in the past. So when you hear like a theme that belongs to a Darkstalker character, you're also hearing it on a Street Fighter version of the theme in some way. Like, it's a really good way to see it. But Darkstalkers, if you listen to the original soundtrack, they also sound just as well. To this day, I still can't stop humming Hisenko's theme, because between Hisenko and BB Hood, I will actually just start humming their themes. Felicia is a good third.
My introduction to Darkstalkers was the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
That'll do it.
Specifically 3. And hearing, I guess, their arrangements of Morgan and Hisenko's themes. Oh, man. Those ones are so good.
Felicia added the cat meows to it because, you know, they had to. They had to.
Yep.
Although I played 2. 2 has BB Hood, and to this day I still can't stop playing her. I enjoy BB Hood, okay? She's a psychotic freaking Red Riding Hood, and we need more of those in our life somehow.
Sure.
We need more we need more stories. We need more fairy tale stories that you wouldn't tell your children.
We need more of this.
All right, so we talked about fighting game soundtracks. Now we got to go into some games that now, what genre do you think specifically would need a good soundtrack for it to actually do a lot better? And I would say this: some first-person shooters would do better with with good tracks.
Yes. No, like speaking specifically of first-person shooters, there's kind of a renaissance of retro-style first-person shooters that's been going on for the past few years. Games like Dusk, Medieval, Ultra Kill, Postal actually just got a new game called Postal Brain Damaged, which is a boomer shooter, not in the style of the previous games, but and like these games are really starting to come back, but their soundtracks are also starting to sound a little samey. It's all metal. And metal is cool. I like metal, but it would be nice to see some variety, which is why I appreciate Ultra Kill's soundtrack. It's all breakcore, it's all breakbeat. And it's really, really cool. So yeah, just more variety from indie developers, please.
Ooh. So,
but if there's any genre that needs a good soundtrack, it's any kind of logistics or automation game, something that you're going to be staring the face of for hundreds of hours. Games like Factorio, City Skyline, SimCity, Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere Program, they have to have good soundtracks because you're going to be listening to it on repeat for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. So it's got to be good.
I'm not going to lie, that's actually true, because honestly, the most of SimCity I've ever played was the SNES version, and I love the theme song from the SNES version. Like, the SNES version of SimCity, I'll play it all day. Okay, Dr. Wright can come out of nowhere and, like, get pissed at me for summoning Bowser to attack the whole entire city. I don't care. The music sounds great when it's in danger. So, you know, I don't care if, like, I have 10,000 people living in my city and they might potentially pass away. This music is a bop! And then they'll look at me like, Mayor, we're dying because of Bowser. Then get Mario. I don't know. Let me enjoy my music, please. Thank you. Because it was a terrible thing. But at the same time, like, when the city's in danger, my hips are moving, and that's it. I'm just like... So, simulators are actually another good one, because, even like visual novels and stuff like that too, they have really good soundtracks. Look at Phoenix Wright. You remember some of their theme songs right off the bat because of how staple they are in that visual novel. Danganronpa is another one that has a really kick-ass soundtrack, and that's a whole visual novel aesthetic as well. Hatofu Boyfriend has like domain stuff, by the way, like stuff that would be considered domain or copyright free from Kevin McLeod, but they also have their own tracks, too, that they used. And even then, the mix works well together. Like, visual novels do need, not just visual novels, but like simulation games and all kinds of other games, they do need a good soundtrack. And I would also say having some diversity helps, too.
going back to SimCity for the SNES, we had a lot of different themes for how well you upgraded your city. So you could go from village to city and the music theme changes. And it works because it's like, okay, it's going with the theme that my city and town is growing. And you know what? People are now just literally are populating this earth, populating the city. You know, we're hitting the boom, the baby boom, and the moving boom and all that other stuff. So it works. It makes sense to have it. And then when I put an amusement park, I listen, there's going to be amusement and that's it. All in all, like, I agree that simulators do need like a good track, especially if we're going to be listening to it for hours and hours.
Yeah.
Another genre that I think can fit this are tactical RPGs. Some tactical RPGs do not have a kick-ass soundtrack. And the reason why I say this is because most of the time you're going to be thinking to yourself and having to like come up with strategies. A game that has good tactical music for its tactical RPG would be Fire Emblem, honestly. Three Houses kicked ass on it. Three Houses did the job when it came to the music, because now I feel like I have to think, but also this is a dramatic war, and I like it. Like, it worked. Three Houses specifically had a good track, and I ended up downloading the whole soundtrack. And now anytime when I'm thinking, I just hear like this one theme song going off in my head, and I'm just like, What other genres do you think need some good music?
John, what do you think?
I have to think because there's so many. Puzzle games, honestly. Like, if
Yes.
you're going to make a puzzle game, either make an endlessly looping track that doesn't sound too mundane, or at least pack it with a variety of tracks so you could play on and off. Like, you could set one at a certain point, or like after you reach a certain point in the game, boom, the song changes and it's another really good one. Or even like how Tetris Plus did it. If you play Tetris Plus Classic mode, if you make it to a certain point in the game, the music gets slightly faster, and after getting to its fastest point, it gets back again. But it's not a bad song at all. It's actually really handy. I love it. But on the subject of more games that have a variety of music, puzzle games that have a variety of music. Some modern Tetris games, Tetris Effect, Tetris Worlds, Lumines. The Lumines games have immensely good music. Then come games, let's see, the Match 3 style of games like Bejeweled 2. There's a lot that we can work with when it comes to puzzle games. People need to what do you call it? Get on that.
I can definitely say I have two games in particular that I would like to talk about when it comes to the puzzle genre that really got it in. But I also want to make an honorable mention. Pokemon Puzzle League just came out for the NSO on Switch.
Ooh.
And legitimately, it's literally just like remix versions of the To Be a Master album that they made like all the way in 1999. So you'll hear songs like Viridian City, Together Forever, but like in remixes in their backtracks.
Cool.
And it has a whole bunch of soundtracks to it, which most people like. I'm like, why do I feel like this song is like On the Road to Viridian City? Like, because it is. All the songs are remixed from To Be a Master and from the Pokemon anime English version. So yes, this is a good thing.
English version.
But the two games that I want to mention, the first one was Puzzle Fighter. They actually have really good tracks. And again, it's like, it's a fighting game, but it's mostly a puzzle game because you're technically just, you're solving puzzles to pull off combos and basically overstack somebody until they're full. And then the final one that I want to talk about, which... Huh?
Oh, you can finish. Go ahead.
I don't know. Say your thought before I go on to the next game, because this one I'm going to rant.
Yeah, I was going to say something about like head-to-head puzzle games, Puyo Puyo, some Tetris games that offer versus mode. There's this one that came out to me. I forgot what it was. Well, because you were thinking about Puzzle Fighter, I was also thinking about Puyo Puyo. And there are other games that come into mind when I think of like versus style puzzle games. Actually, there's this one. It's called Poochie Carrot. it's an arcade game from I think 1987, and the deal with this one is it's basically a hybrid of like matching gem puzzle games and like Breakout. Have you guys played Atari Breakout before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you have a like just an array on the screen, and then there's this ball and paddle on one side of the room. The more blocks you drop from the top, you send them over to your opponent. It's a really interesting concept, and I feel like that's something that should be used a little bit more in games nowadays.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that second option, that second one I was going to bring up, and this is my all-time favorite puzzle game, but Puzzle Bubble.
Oh, I love Puzzle Bubble.
I was a big Taito fan. Taito. I love Taito games a lot, and Puzzle Bubble and Bubble Bobble were my biggest ones. Bub and Bob, I lose my mind off of, and Calcos knows this because whenever I play SRB2 card, I'm always choosing Bub and just
Always.
like humming to the theme song when I'm in Invincibility frame. But I love Puzzle Bubble. It started with just having a catchy loop in its very first like game, and then it evolved when it hit like PlayStation 1 and N64. It evolved with really cool tracks afterwards. 2 has to be like some of my all-time favorite tracks when it came to Puzzle Bobble. Like they were really, really spicy, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like it definitely did that for me. So, you know, the thing you said about puzzle games having needing some form of like a good loop to a really kick-ass soundtrack, like it Puzzle Bobble said, why not both? We'll start with the loop and then we'll, you know what, we'll get better. We'll get better at this. I swear, guys, it's okay. We'll get better. All right, so we're going to the next one.
Okay.
This one is gonna be oh my god, this one's gonna be funny.
Another music cue?
Yep, yeah, another music cue. I wonder.
All right.
I wonder how quickly you guys will get this one. This one is legitimately like a one that will literally make you go nuts. for most people, right? First, second.
I wanna take.
Oh, Marvel 2.
Marvel
For
2.
fuck's sake. God damn it.
Marvel 2.
Seriously? I
Marvel
want to take you
2.
for a ride.
No, the full name Calcos.
Fine. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. Come on.
It's a good listen.
That's the character select track from Marvel 2.
Yeah, who the fuck calls it Marvel vs. Capcom 2? No, it is Marvel 2.
Marvel.
Hey, you want to learn how to do a fucking infinite?
I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a
One of the
ride.
best character select themes ever. No matter how short of a loop it is, it's iconic in the fighting game community.
Yeah, this soundtrack was actually hated when it first came out. People hated it, but now it's evergreen. It's like it's a timeless soundtrack that everybody loves.
See, when people hate on a song, they shouldn't do that because then you don't know how hard it will go. People do not know how hard nostalgia hits.
Yeah, things eventually grow over time. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is another game that kind of exploded recently.
Because
a lot
of
of it
speedrunning.
Right, because of speedrunning and because of a lot of Zoomers found Senator Armstrong to be a great villain.
All right, we're doing a lightning round. We're doing a quick lightning round.
Ooh.
So we're going to be doing 2 more songs in a row. Are we ready? All right. So
I'm ready.
So our first one is this, and it's technically going to be 1 second, 3 second, 5 second, 10 second. Ready?
Okay.
That was the 1 second.
Space Trip Steps from Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, yeah, Meteor Herd, you got it right.
Yeah.
Said the title of the thing and everything. God damn. Sonic
You
Adventure.
ready to go into space? Help me get the emeralds.
God.
Just the enunciation of Emerald
Emerald
is all I need to get me going.
I was like, should I put City Escape? I'm like, nah, everyone's gonna know City Escape.
Everybody knows City Escape. Come on.
Like-
This is Knuckles, and I'm back.
Like we can't do that. All right, this one's gonna be very. I think this one's gonna be probably difficult because not many people remember this series. And it's very sad that many people do not remember this series. And honestly, it sounds like something from Powerpuff Girls, but it's not.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. For a second. I wasn't kidding when I said that it sounds like something from Powerpuff Girls.
I love how it sounds.
I do like how it sounds, but I don't know what it's from.
All right, 3 seconds.
Is that just the amen break?
Pretty much.
I don't know.
5 seconds.
I've heard that song before. I can't. I've heard it before. Like, there's this one streamer I watch. He has song requests on, and this one viewer requested that song almost every time. I don't know what it is. I don't pay attention to these things. I'm just there for the vibe.
I'm gonna play it for at least a good 20 seconds now. We're at that time. I'll give you an extra 15 seconds. I'll give you the rest of the minute. If you can't get it from there, I will reveal the answer.
Okay.
Something kind of says Bloody Roar to me, but at the same time, I wouldn't really think Bloody Roar.
It is not Bloody Roar. One of my notifications came up as the song ended. I'm like, that's not part of the song.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So, this is from the N64 game Bomberman Hero. It is the first level of the stage. Bomberman Hero. I wanted to throw up some, like I said, I wanted to throw some obscurities in here. This is from Bomberman Hero from literally the N64 era. So we had two Bomberman games, which was Bomberman 64 and Bomberman Hero. This is one of the Bomberman games that actually got really good results in the long run. So
Well, that's good.
that was actually one of my trick ones. I was like, no one's gonna get this one, but let's try it anyway.
Well, now I'm gonna know. Now I know what that song is. That one viewer that requested that song in that one stream, I'm on to you now.
They're
They may not be here, but who knows?
they're a big fan of Bomberman. All right, we're going on to the next one. Where is my thing? Oh, here we go. All right, music cue now.
I know that one was like, all I heard was scratches.
It sounds really good though.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
All right, I'm actually gonna give you the 5-second count because the first part's literally just scratches.
Okay. Space Station 5?
It is not. I'm gonna give you a 15-second count on this one. Ready?
Hmm.
Sounds dope, but I don't know what it is.
I will give
It
you
sounds like something you would hear on a Dreamcast game. And
That's what I'm thinking. My first instinct was like Jet Grind Radio or some shit.
It is
Right.
It is not the Dreamcast, but it is the same generation as the Dreamcast. I'll give you the breakdown of it at least right now.
I feel like I've heard this motif before.
Yes, that's a familiar motif.
I said the same generation as the Dreamcast.
Well, if it's not Dreamcast, then it must be a PlayStation game, because that doesn't sound like something the N64 could do.
Well, it is a PlayStation game, but remember, Dreamcast generation is a little further than just the regular PlayStation.
Right.
So you're right, it is a PlayStation game. And I'll leave it at that.
I mean, I give up.
I'm drawing a blank too.
So this is from Sly Cooper 2. This is the nightclub's theme when you live within the first heist area. This is used.
Oh.
This is used to stop. This was used for the first villain of the first case, Dimitri, as he was the head of a nightclub. When you broke into his nightclub, this was the theme that you would hear inside his nightclub.
It sounds really good. Now I kind of want to play Sly 2. I gotta grab a copy of it first, though.
This is literally this was not really one of the questions. I just wanted to trick John into playing the rest of the Sly games. Imagine. Imagine. No, that was actually one of the things. I was just messing around with like that one. That one was actually part of the questions. I was just trying to see if I could throw people off on that one. All right. This one's gonna be a little weird, but we like weird. Weird works.
Or music?
Yeah. More music.
Ooh.
More music. We're doing more. It's happening. All right. So, where's my list? I had a list of songs that I wanted to do just in case, to see what would happen in this whole thing. All right. So, shoot, my brain farted. Not in the good way. Stop it. Okay, here we go. All right, so this next one, this one's a doozy. This one's fun. This one is actually fun. All right, 3, 2, 1, music cue. First second.
Pac-Man World.
John, was that you?
Yeah, that was John.
Oh my God! Yes,
Yes.
it is Pac-Man World. It's the Buccaneer Beach.
Buccaneer Beach, yes.
I actually chose the drumless version on purpose because I was like, if I add the drums, I think this one would actually be easily caught.
Yeah, you got rid of the drum and bass for this one. Some my people would know I'm like really big into the Namco stuff. I got the Pac-Man hat on and the Galaga shirt.
I would have never guessed.
They're one of my favorite publishers, honestly.
All right, this one. Let's see if you guys get this one. This is actually considered an indie game.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so wait, before we go into that, let me turn my sound off for a quick second before I start it. And it's a very innovative game that had some good representation and had very much a high reception. All right, so it's going to be the first second cue. It's just cymbal crashing. I think I'm just going to go on a little longer for that one. That was the first 5 seconds.
I'm still drawing a blank.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, I'm going to play the song a little longer. Let's see if you guys catch it.
Is that a Mori? No.
The game, but I have a feeling that's not it.
It has the same angst as Scott Pilgrim, but it's not Scott Pilgrim. It's not a beat 'em up either, by the way. It is a side scroller though. Just not a beat 'em up.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
All right, so want me to reveal the answer?
Please.
It's Night in the Woods.
Oh, Night in the Woods. Holy shit. I never would have guessed that.
It's one of the first songs that May and her band actually sing, which is called Die Anywhere Else. And they use this song as a way to say that they just kind of want to leave their city and stop being in a small town and actually grow the hell up. And they would rather die anywhere else than in their small town.
Sure, yeah.
Again, angsty like I said, angsty teenage shit. I was not joking about it.
Yeah, I remember one of my favorite lines from the game. I've never played it, but one of my favorite lines that I've seen is, "My dad taught me to throw knives so I would be less gay. Now I'm gay and throw knives."
Yep. And like I said, it was a really good game at its time because of the fact that it had that inclusion, had all of that inclusivity in the game, and I'm still laughing at that whole thing. I'm gay and I throw knives. Yeah, this is how this works. Are you feeling attacked? All right. So, we're going into it. We're doing it. We're doing things.
We are doing things.
All right.
And stuff.
All right. So, this is the next one that I had on my list. Let's see if y'all can catch this. Let's see if y'all can catch this. All right. The first second.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
No. Oh my god. No. No. But that was a quick answer.
That was a very quick answer. I didn't really. That was an interesting guess, actually.
It was. All right. Are you ready for the next one? I'm gonna do the 5-second mark.
Okay. Oh, I've heard this before. I've heard this before.
It sounds like a little bit of Castlevania, but also a little bit of Soul Calibur.
Oh, it's Soul Calibur, isn't it?
But which one?
Soul Calibur 2.
Ooh,
Calcos got it.
Oh,
nice.
Calcos got it.
Nice.
That's that's not Voldo's theme, is it?
The theme is called "Raise Thy Sword."
Oh, Raise Thy Sword, yes. Okay, yes, I do. I am familiar with that one, yeah. Like, if you were going to do anything from Soul Calibur 2, I would have gotten Cervantes' theme instantly.
I would have gotten Zhang Hua or Raphael. Those two are the best ones.
Great themes. The whole soundtrack of Soul Calibur 2 is excellent.
And and by the way, I have chiptuned the whole soundtrack of that game. So if you ever want some copies to use that are copyright free, go for it.
Hey.
Y'all want some chiptune covers of Soul Calibur 2? I got you. They're good. We're all great. We're fantastic. All right, so hold on a sec. I want to see if y'all can catch this song. I got cut off for a second. That happened.
Oh, anime game, I lose. John gets the point.
I might too.
Okay, I will avoid this one and use my other one. Let's see if I can pull this off. Where are you? This is technically an old rhythm game, but it's not like DDR. It's for the okay. It's literally. It's a classic one with a kick-ass soundtrack, and honestly, it works really well. All right. Sounding off in 3, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Gitaru Man?
Wait, what?
Gitaru Man?
Not Gitaru Man. Alright. I'm gonna put on most of the song. Because this is a very old rhythm game.
I would never ever run away. I'll be here to fight another day. I will make you realize I'll always be right by your side. Now our love is satisfied. I'm here to bust it through.
Bust a move?
Bust through.
What's the move? Is Puzzle Bobble.
That is Puzzle Bobble.
I don't want to say Space Channel 5.
It's not Space Channel 5.
It's not Space Channel 5.
It's not Space Channel 5.
It sounds really good. It sounds really good. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I like it, but I don't know what it's from.
So, they actually said the name of the game like 5 times. It's Bust a Groove.
Oh, Bust a Groove! I said Bust a Move! What the fuck?
You were so how close. You have no idea how close I thought you were. I was like, does Calcos know this one?
Oh no, I am familiar with Bust a Groove, and I did hear it in the background, and I heard Bust a Move, and I'm like, that's not the name of it. Is Bust a Move is Puzzle Bobble?
It's puzzle. It's a good game. So
Bust a Move and Bust a Groove are related, are they?
No, they are not. So Bust a
No,
Groove
they're not.
is
Not.
So Bust a Groove is a rhythm game that came out for the PlayStation 1. It was a button-based rhythm game where you would have to basically pull off all these deadly combos and also pull off ways to basically throw the other opponent a shitload of bricks in their dance battle. It's essentially just really cool dance battles. I actually did this game for the PlayStation showcase for charity. It was a really fun game to revisit, and honestly, I highly recommend you play it. It's a fun game to go through, and the characters are hilarious.
I may as well have to check out.
Because if you have a PlayStation Classic and you want to download games into it, Bust a Grooves 1 and 2. Have fun. One has one of my favorite characters, which is Pinky. She dresses like a stripper, but she's a fortune teller. She's technically a gypsy, which I had to keep telling people time and time again. She's not a stripper. I know she's moving like that, and I know her dance moves are very questionable, but she's a fortune teller. That outfit she wears is technically like, she's wearing like the little shorts with the bells on it, essentially, like something you'll see like a belly dancer wear. And she usually wears like a veil when she's doing her tarot reading, but she doesn't wear her veil when she's dancing. So it's like it looks like she's working them clubs, making that paper and dancing on poles. So she's not.
Top tier character design.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, that was definitely like a really fun one to do. Bust a Groove has like a whole bunch of... If somebody... Bobby says, for a hot second, I thought it might be Parappa the Rappa. And I'm like, if I did Parappa the Rappa, and most people will figure that out by the voice. Because, come on, who forgot step on the gas, step on the brakes? Do you know why we stopped the car? And I'm just like, why did we stop? I'm like, do you know why we stopped the... I feel like that whole song was essentially just like a back and forth between him and the driver, where he was just like, do you know why we stopped the car? Do you know why we stopped the car? It was like a repeat over and over again, so I find it hilarious whenever that happens. All right, I gotta pull some beats out. Jesus. Okay, we got another one. Let's see what we got here. This one's gonna be weird. This one's gonna be good, technically speaking. I don't know how you guys will I don't know if you guys will enjoy this one, but it should sound familiar. All right. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Let Mom Sleep, Jet Set Radio.
Fuck!
Yeah, that's exactly what the song is.
Would you stop playing with,
Playing
that,
with that radio.
yours?
I'm trying to get to sleep.
I'm trying to get some sleep.
Which is a game I'm currently doing, by the way.
Oh, I hope you're enjoying it. I really hope you're enjoying it.
Yes, I still question the authority figures in Jet Set Radio, because I'm like, who's sending attack helicopters for vandalism?
The musical work of Naganuma-san is a godsend.
It will definitely kick it up for that one. It's a really fun soundtrack to listen to, and I've lost my mind. I want to download the soundtrack, but I don't want to spoil anything for myself in the game. I hate that nonsense. Like, I love the soundtrack. Like, I'm like, you sold me. The soundtrack is great. I want you. But if I buy you right now, let's be honest, don't buy. But if I get you right now, problem. I might be spoiled from the game sometime. That's the issue. That's the problem.
Soundtracks will do that sometimes.
Exactly. I don't want to get spoiled. I love the game that I'm playing, but please don't spoil it for me. All right. So our two contestants are getting in here, and we're about to pull this off right now. So
We got more stuff, guys. We got more stuff. All right. So, let's see if we pick this up. Calcos, if you get this one, we enter a tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right. Trying to figure out where is it. So I have choices. All right. My brain just farted for a second. Hold on.
Ooh.
Brain just
Quick
farted.
recovery.
Just brain. 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 It's just like
My,
I had the
you gave yourself.
I gave myself literally the boot. It happens. Jeez. Oh. This is where things will get words. Words.
Word is hard.
All right. All right, we ready?
Yep.
First,
I am.
First second of the track. That's literally the first second of the track.
Oh, is that the theme song to Elden Ring?
Oh my god, Calcos. Jesus. Yes, it is, by the way.
Woo!
Wow.
Elden Ring was the one. Okay.
I haven't played that one. There's a lot of hype surrounding that one.
Yeah, that one definitely will get the better end of things. I assure you.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one that does everyone justice, honestly.
What a wonderful game. It's if you've played Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring is very much cut from the same cloth. It kind of solves open world game design in a way that I have never seen before. Like, a lot of open world games tend to operate by some kind of logic to ferry people from piece of content to piece of content to make sure they never truly get lost in the world that they're exploring. Elden Ring says, fuck that shit. Everything is hidden, and it's hidden very well within the world that you're visiting. You have to explore every single nook and cranny of the terrain in order to find anything. And it's telling when people don't engage with the game in the way that they intend, because they're like, there's nothing in the world. I didn't find anything. Bitch, it's because the game's hiding it from you. You have to find it. It's great. It's a wonderful game.
See, look at that. That actually, see, now that's a whole description. You just gave a whole description. That was the whole thing. Jeez. All right. This one's gonna be weird, but this is the final one.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Hold on. Brain. Stop it. Stop it, brain. Brain. Oh, right. That was the one.
Brain is thinking.
All right, so your only hint for this is that this game recently got a remake.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna continue the song.
Cross? Final Fantasy VII?
You mentioned recently getting it, so I'm taking this year.
Huh?
Say Live Alive.
It's not Live Alive.
Part of me, it's not Live Alive.
I will
Fine.
I will put another song from the same game series.
From the same game series.
Oh God! God damn it!
John got it right.
God damn it!
John got it right. It's Klonoa. Which one?
It sounded like something that would come in Klonoa, so I had to.
Which one? Nah. You
No.
you said it straight up. It is Klonoa.
Oh, nice.
So yes, the reason why I wanted to do this last song is because not many people know about this series, but they know about this series, and it just got a remake. They got
Right.
a remake for both of its games, which was Klonoa.
I haven't
The
played either of the Klonoa games, but I might pick up the what is it called? Fantasy Reverie series?
That's actually a plan for me too, because I have both of them on the PlayStation Classic, but I never beaten them. I never gave them the old college try. College level try. And by
I'm
college
curious.
level
The
try,
game is highly fucking rated on Steam. Yeah, I'm gonna wishlist this.
yeah, like it's a really good game. So here's the funny thing. There is a reason why I played that first song in the second. Because there was a really cool remix that was done by a long time ago, which that song you heard, but it's remixed to the T. And they changed the song from King of Sorrow to Beat of Sorrow, which hear the remix of it. It actually sounds really good. They turned that depressing song into this.
Oh, that's fresh.
Really good mix. I want to remix this song myself and give it something like this.
I like it. I can dig it.
So this is a really good remix of the song. But yeah, John, you got it. So you win. That was that was literally going into the tiebreaker. So-
Congrats.
That was?
Congrats.
Hey. Good games, friends.
Which, by the way, I will be giving you the list of games that I used for the music here, so that way you guys have a reference points to try them out.
Yeah, Bandai Namco's been on top of it this year. Elden Ring, the Klonoa remakes, Pac-Man World remake.
That's actually what I was going to see what you would catch with the remakes, because Namco specifically has been making a lot of remakes. So I was hoping like you both of you would like notice that at least, because especially with Elden Ring on your side, Kalkos, and then with the remakes on your side, John. So
Yeah.
that would legitimately like throw up like, oh shit, Namco made this.
Mm.
We could
I'm like a Namco guy, even though I don't play too many of their modern games. I haven't played Dark Souls. I haven't played any of the Tales games, but
highly recommend the Tales
a
games.
Yes,
A
I would
large-
recommend. Personally, I would recommend either Vesperia or Berseria. Although most Tales fans will say that Vesperia is probably the best one. There's going to be some infighting with fans because the series is very far-reaching and everybody has their favorite.
I haven't played Vesperia
as-
yet, but I do love Berseria.
And as
I kinda
far
wanna
as
try,
sorry,
I kind of want to give Tales of Destiny a try because I hear that one of the dungeons is based on the Tower of Druaga, one of my favorite Namco arcade games.
That actually
Okay.
sounds pretty hot. All right, but that was our game. But now we have something for the viewers. Viewers, hey, you there? Is this thing on? This is for you, chat. Y'all have a chance to win Y'all have a chance to win a Steam gift card yourself right now. I'm gonna play a track, but I'm gonna need a little assistance from my two guests here. You're gonna privately send me a music track that I can use.
Ooh.
all right.
I will flip heads or tails on the choice. And chat has to guess what song it is. The first one to guess the song wins a $25 gift card from Steam as well.
Yeah, I've got a good one.
So now I tested y'all today. Y'all get to have fun with doing this in chat now. This was listen, I already got you two doing it. So now it's their turn. It's your turn, guys. Y'all ready to win something? I wonder who's gonna be the one to answer this. I'm curious.
All right, I sent mine.
Am I sending my pick to you?
Yep, send it to me through DMs.
Very well then.
Because whoever's in the Discord could easily see what chat they're like, oh, I know the answer. I know the answer. I played both of these games and I know how both of these go. Okay. I know how hard both these games go. Let me grab a coin because if I don't, I'm gonna lose my mind. All right. So chat, we're getting in today. We're going off today. And anyone who's in here say aye, because we're about to guess out which game is going to be the choice. Are we ready?
Oh.
All right. So it's going to be heads for John, tails for Calcos. And it is tails for Calcos' choice.
All right.
Nice.
All right, Calcos, your choice is being played at this moment. Okay. You get to torture the chat today. You get to torture the chat today. All right. I'm playing the first 5 seconds. John probably already knows the answer. He's smiling right now.
I'm drawing a blank.
This is a game. This is a good game.
Looking at it now, my answer must have been too obvious.
No, John, if you get this, you gain infinite street cred with me.
Someone said Hem says Hemi. Do I pronounce it Hemi?
It is Hemi, yes.
Okay, so Hemi.
Good man.
It sounds like Tekken, but it's not. All right, chat. This is you.
gets it, play John's as a tiebreaker.
That's definitely the tiebreaker.
I have a feeling I know what this is, but I don't want to sound anything about it.
You can type it quietly in Calcos. I don't really have any clues for this one. I've only heard of the game. I never got to actually play it. Although I might actually put this in the choice for my alphabet challenge.
If you're gonna play anyone, play. Oh well, I'll let you know after they're done guessing. Any clues? Okay, so it's from the 90s and it's a PC game.
Alright. We got 90s, it's a PC game. What do we got?
Which one, Hemi?
Which one? And then let the Duke look them.
It's not Duke Nukem.
There we
I have to
go.
think besides 90s PC game, and I was also thinking Quake.
Yeah, you're right. It was Quake. Quake 2 Quad Machine.
It was Quake 2
Nice.
Quad Machine. So, yep, you also get the $25 gift card from Steam. Hemi.
Nice.
I am going to need your Steam friendship code thing to send it over.
Just for kicks, I want to hear. I want to see if I can guess it.
Okay, sure, for kicks. Let's listen to John's entry.
This one's probably a little obvious, but go for it, fellas.
We might as well. Like, let's show it. Let's show the choices.
Oh, Mega Man?
Which one?
Mega Man X.
There you
I did mention obvious pick.
Great soundtrack.
go. Still a good
Yes.
choice. So, John, I also need your Steam thing because I don't have you on Steam. I gotta get you on Steam, buddy. Actually,
Yes.
I know that. It is Mega Man X. Never played that one. You never played Mega Man X before? Excuse?
We all have before.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had the collection on Switch. It actually runs
Yep.
really well.
They have it on Switch, and I believe they have the collection on Steam as well.
Definitely.
It's everything, actually.
We have our Discord. It's right here. Come to the Retro Bear Cave Club. We have honorary beanbags. We do have we have
Bean bags.
beanbag chairs. Just literally people sit down on beanbag chairs and then just stare at the sky, and it's like a projector of a game just on the sky. Just look at the ceiling and you're like, you don't even have to move.
Just Pac-Man on the ceiling.
Just play Pac-Man on the ceiling. That's how it goes.
That with the Pac-Man World remake, yes.
Please, please and thank you.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
Please.
All right,
And
so
thank you.
we got to listen to some awesome tracks today, some hidden gems, and a few other things that I possibly could not go into. And also, we brought up the fields of music. So let's go into this right now. What are your final thoughts on video game music?
Well, it's kind of fun showing my dad a whole bunch of modern video game music because he thinks that most video game music is still bleeps and bloops. But you know, we live in an era now where video game music is considered to be so important to the development process that some games, like half the budget goes into music. Video game music is so important. it's everything to a game. Like, there are some games, like Undertale is a great example of that. Like, Undertale is nothing without its soundtrack. Hotline Miami is nothing without its soundtrack.
That's definitely true. And I'm shocked I did not go the whole video game music thing gushing about Toby Fox, one of my favorite music composers. I love Undertale music. I love his Pokemon editions, but I also love the fact that because I'm Homestuck trash, I listened to his music even before that. So yeah. Yeah, I was one of those people painting my face gray, having troll horns, and talking about love quadrilaterals. There you go. Which honestly, I'm still not gonna lie, the freaking love quadrilateral, it makes sense because you have those relationships that you have with people that you love, hate, befriend, and also kind of just tutor. So it's all that, and I can totally get on board with that, and I'm still on board with that, technically speaking. So that works all together. John?
My final thoughts on video game music, honestly, from everything I've experienced, be it games I've played that have come out way back when, or games that came out just in the last couple of weeks, we're only getting better. Even if we're still at our foundation, we're only getting better. There are some like modern titles out there that still play Famicom music, for the love of God. Keep it up. It's good stuff. There'll always be good games out there with great music, even if it's out nowadays. The Witcher 3, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, some good examples there.
Yes.
Especially Shredder's Revenge, because that one is just nail on the head every time. I love it.
Dude, they got Wu-Tang Clan. I'm sold.
They got Wu-Tang Clan. Like, you can't.
Wu-Tang Clan.
There's no arguments there. They have Wu-Tang Clan. You can't say anything.
The ultimate 90s revolution, for the love of Pete. It's only going to get better, and the best thing to do while video game music is still a thing, and while the ball is just up in the air, catch it, throw it back, catch another one, throw that one back. All you gotta do is just explore, research. There's so many options out there for you to use. Get out there.
Definitely. I would say it would not be New York with our Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, thank you. It's true. As a fellow New Yorker, I'll tell you that now. It's not New York without Wu-Tang Clan. And all I have to say is, in the process, video game music brings back many cherishing points and the nostalgia for games for me. I remember last year during the winter, because of my seasonal remembrance of nostalgia in games, I wanted to play Custom Robo because I was hearing the soundtrack over and over again, because that was a game I played a lot in the winter for some reason. So not only did the seasons remember it, but the soundtrack came flooding to my head that I ended up buying the game with just the disc for $35, and I'm not complaining about it. I have the game and I played it all night in one stream during my birthday stream. I just played Custom Robo throughout that whole night and then went into group games afterwards. I was like, yeah, I'm beating this game. But it's 7 a.m. I don't care. I love this game. You cannot stop me. But yeah, like Custom Robo is one of those games that did it for nostalgia for me. I ended up a couple of years back, as in fall, I played Breath of Fire Dragon Quarters, which is the worst one in the series apparently, but I still enjoyed the game because of the music. It happens. Sometimes there are games that are not good, but the music kicks ass and you're just like, I can tolerate it. Let's be fair, music sometimes allows you to tolerate gameplay that you never imagined. Kingdom Hearts 1 is still an example of like how bad the controls for Kingdom Hearts 1 was. And then you got 2 and 3 and you're like, oh, these games are better gameplay wise. Perfect. Awesome. So
you know what, that kind of ties into the fact that I'm sort of playing through Kingdom Hearts right now.
But all in all together, like, video game music has a powerful nostalgia to it, especially the second you hear one of those tracks you heard a million times over. Like, I know for a fact that there was a boss battle that I memorized the theme song only because I kept getting my ass whooped multiple times. And, yeah. Fuck you, Sephiroth. Fuck you and One Winged Angel. And then...
Veni, us. Neme more facias.
Oh no!
This motherfucker's lorem ipsuming our ass.
Exactly. But all in all together, that is everything video game music, and I might actually do this as a part 2 next year for more of this, and hopefully we'll get some. Hopefully, I'll get an overlay. I can hire my artist to make an overlay with more guest panels just to pull it off. Dark Cloud and the Pendulum Dragon. Don't remind me of Dark Cloud. We played that game. Okay, listen. I played that game. I got my nut. I'm over it. I'm done. I love Dark Cloud. I love Dark Cloud as a series. But listen, I got what I wanted from it. We're done. It's dead to me. I played both of them. Oh my god. I love that game. But goddamn, it can just... It can die in a ditch for now. It's those games that you love the music and the soundtrack and the backup to it, and you just remembered how like tedious the gameplay was, and you're just like
Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Thank you. Oh yeah, Golden Sun.
Yeah, Golden Sun. Like, mind you, again, Dark Cloud is one of my favorite RPG series. I even recommended it as one of the forgotten games that needed to get some sort of remaster or remake, or even just a new sequel in the title. But I will say, like, all in all together, I need more. Like, but the older games right now, Dark Clouds 1 and 2, they in a ditch. Leave it. I'll keep my copies locked up in my safe and we're good. All in all together, video game music is the living, thriving soul of a game. If the gameplay is the body of the game, and the story's the heart, then the music's the soul, and we need all of that.
Yeah.